All right.
We live.
We are live. Hey, girl. Hey.
Hey, what's up?
What's up, girl? Hey, Soror.
Hey, Soror.
It is the Hey, Girl. Hey podcasts. Shouts to Urban Media Today, Urban Media Today Radio. I am your radio chick, Kiki Brown.
And I am y'all millennial chick, Jeer.
Jeer, jeer.
What's up, y'all?
Yeah, and we're live on Facebook, and we're also live on LinkedIn, and we're live on the YouTube. So we're excited about that, and hopefully the Chatter Chick will be checking in with us shortly. Hopefully she will be. She's booked and busy constantly. So we've taken a couple of days off and a couple of weeks off actually.
Yeah.
And so much has happened. Of course, we could not move on from that infamous Oscar slap, and we'll get into that in a second. But there's congratulations in order. We have a Black Supreme Court Justice, U.S. Supreme Court Justice, Ketanji Brown Jackson is officially confirmed to the U.S. Supreme Court, making history as the first Black woman ever to hold that position. TMZ is reporting, Associated Press is reporting, MSNBC is reporting, everybody is reporting this. I was watching NBC Nightly News earlier, and they were covering the story, and I don't want to say I was shocked, but it was, I guess, hurtful and disappointed to see the Republicans leave the room, leave the chambers when she was confirmed, when it was announced that she was confirmed and they left the chambers. It was also hurtful to hear some of the Republican senators say, I love what she's done for her community. She's very well accomplished, very qualified, but I'm going to vote no. And it was so many of them that voted no. And I believe there were it was 53 to 47 in favor. Senator Rand Paul was last to cast his vote. He was actually late to get to, what is it, Capitol Hill? I don't know. I gotta watch that series again. But so what do you think? What does it mean for you to be the millennial chick, to know that you are a part of this history, that the first Black woman ever to hold this position?
I mean, it's huge, and it shows that times are changing. I remember when Obama first became president, and my mom had said she didn't know if she would, live long enough to see a Black president. And that's what happened. And then we have Kamala Harris as not only the first Black vice president, but the first woman vice president. Now we have Ketanji Brown as the first Black Supreme Justice. So we are here witnessing history, and it means so much to us as women of color, and everyone in general of color, and millennials. We never thought this would happen, especially we would have learned, the little bit of Black history we did learn about in school and everything. We just never would have thought I would have seen it. So this is huge for us. It's very, very big, and it just shows that to keep going. And I just love how what was his name? Cory Booker, is that his name?
Yeah.
Giving her so much words of encouragement, positivity. He was on her side when everyone was against her. I love seeing that Black empowerment. He looked at her, was like, I got you. You are made for this role. You are qualified. Don't let nobody else, tell you different. That really spoke to me. I almost cried with her when I was watching it. I'm just like, oh, goodness. But to witness a part of history is just something so beautiful, and it just shows that we are making change, every single day.
Absolutely. And it felt good to see that Black man tell this Black woman that no matter what people think about you or what they say about you, we got you. I got you. and
That's all we
you deserve to be here.
right.
And that was something that that I really, really appreciated. And I appreciate President Biden, who nominated her
Mhm.
back in February. And he said, you know, when he was running for office, that he was going to put put in the first black female Supreme Court justice. And I thought that was awesome.
Yeah.
So, you know, it actually happened. Now let's get these school loans
Let's get these school loans canceled, Joey B. Help us
canceled.
out. You
How
know,
about that? Okay.
please.
So here's another thing. So you know how we do, you know, us cousins. We
Mhm.
got to, you know, all right, cousin, you know, we got you in the Supreme Court now. I'm gonna need you
Uh-huh.
to validate these parking tickets and get me off death row or whatever. That's not how it goes.
No, can't go that way. No,
It's not
sorry.
how it goes. Not how it goes. Okay. That's not how it goes.
Mhm.
So congratulations to U.S. Supreme Court Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson and her family. That's awesome. So that's just a wonderful thing. So you know, we're gonna break down this week's hot topics. Well, we haven't been here for a while, and
Yeah.
so much has happened.
Mhm.
So we're gonna try and break down as much. You know, Courtney and Travis Barker reportedly, allegedly got married. They did not officially get married because they didn't have a marriage license.
Yeah, I
But
seen
you
that.
know, when in Vegas, you have fun. You get drunk and you have fun. And of course, I want to hate on them.
You know what? I like them
I
together.
like them
They're great
together, but I'm
relationship.
like, oh my God, can y'all
Yeah,
just go somewhere? But you know what? She's happy,
he's
and
happy.
Courtney deserves to be happy.
Mhm.
I like Courtney.
I really do.
I
Mhm.
was watching their special with Robin Roberts on ABC, and they had a
Yeah.
special on the Kardashians. Let me tell you, their marketing people are, because they were on every show.
Mhm.
Um,
They were on the one show. What was the guy's name?
they were on Jimmy Kimmel
Jimmy Kimmel. Yeah. Mhm.
and Ellen, and I mean, they're talking to everybody and just talking about, they're just opening up. And at first I was just like, I ain't really feeling them because they're just, you know, they're all about getting the attention. And they're like,
Mhm.
you know, it just so happens that we are, you know, feel bad for us because although you're saying we asked for this, we signed up for this, know that every part of our lives is being revealed in front
Mhm.
of the world. So
Yeah.
we have no privacy. So it's a blessing and a curse at the same time.
Yeah. Right.
You
Agreed.
know, but big shouts to Courtney finally finding love. Those two are those horny little rabbits. Just be
They're cute. I'm glad. And I was Scott was younger than her, right? I
I think
believe.
so. I
I think
think so.
Scott was younger than her. You know,
Courtney's the oldest, right?
yeah, she's the oldest. She's
Okay.
the oldest, and I think Travis is maybe like a couple years older, not that much older than her. But
Hmm.
they're in the same age group, and it's like, she found her person, and it's okay to find love later on in life. A lot of people feel like they're going to be with the father of their kids and they see this forever. And sometimes
Hmm.
it doesn't happen that way. Sometimes you find love later on.
Yeah.
Was him. So, and he was previously married before. I remember the show he had with his ex-wife on MTV. I
Right.
forgot what it was called, but I'm happy for them. I actually like them together as a couple.
That is the couple I like.
Yeah.
That was one of the hot topics. Another one, I think they're trying so hard to get J Lo married. Now they're like, oh, she has a ring on her finger. Ben Affleck proposed. Let this woman be, please. Can we stop trying to marry this woman? Please, let's stop trying. Our lives are
We are
not going to be
tired.
different. We're
We are
tired because
tired.
I don't want to get consumed in this relationship because I don't know how long it's going to be. That's how I am with my friends and how I am with my family members. I don't want to meet your boyfriend or your girlfriend until
But
I
you
know
know,
they are the
well, you
one.
know, and I know that now, not to bring nobody around anymore until I know for a fact
Mm-mm.
we're
Don't
in.
bring them around me. Don't bring them around me. Mm-mm. I don't
No,
want to meet them.
I don't want
I
to do
don't
it
want
no
to meet
more.
them.
I done it, and I made that mistake in the past, bringing every guy around, meeting family, friends.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, they ain't around. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not doing that. No.
Don't do it. Don't do it. So we just gonna wait to see how long this one lasts. All right. So we were talking about the Oscars. That was another big story. And I was so I'm so over it. I actually watched the Oscars in its entirety. I thought it was a great broadcast this year and it was filled with excitement. Um,
Mhm.
I saw the slap and I thought they were joking.
Yeah, a lot of people thought that it was fake. A lot of
And
people.
then I saw Will Smith's face.
Mhm.
And then I said, wait, Chris Rock is not that good of an actor.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, they're serious. So, now Chris Rock's brother, Tony Rock, and there's another Rock.
Mhm.
And I wish LaShawn was on because she knows the family, but
Mhm.
um uh now they're like he needs his Oscar revoked. It's
No,
no.
no, 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 no. That
He
has
doesn't. I think he's being tortured enough. I think because
yeah.
he could have punched him.
He could have done more than a slap. And what got me was when he had made the joke, Will laughed. And then but I
Well,
guess
so did Jada.
it and then when Jada made a face, like
Mm.
she rolled her eyes, and that's when Will got up. But even after
He
he
didn't have to do
slapped
that
him,
though.
he still kind of made a smirk. So we all thought it was a joke. But then when he sat down, it was and
It said,
it said
keep my
I said
wife's name out.
no,
Yup,
now he was serious. You see,
I was like,
my girl Lupita was like, she ain't no, but she was like,
what just
what? You know what
happened?
I mean?
What was funny was when Amy Schumer came out and was like, I've been trying to get out of the Spider-Man costume. Did I miss anything? And everybody laughed and was like,
Uh-huh.
what's going on with the room? The vibe is different.
Mhm.
So, but now Wanda Sykes is saying she was traumatized and Amy was saying she was traumatized. I'm like,
It wasn't that deep.
it
He used
was
a lot
not, but we
of
weren't
violence.
there. So
You know what I'm saying?
we don't know what happened, but
I definitely don't feel like he needs his Oscar revoked. He earned that.
hmm
That has nothing to do with it. So,
hmm
but you see, he did give up his what membership or something
yeah,
like
he's
that.
no longer a member of the Academy.
I didn't know you had to be a member to
I
watch
guess. I
them,
don't know.
but
I don't know.
mm,
He's okay. He's gonna be fine.
yeah.
It just needs to lay low. Well, the whole thing brought out the conversation about alopecia because Jada Pinkett Smith revealed that she has alopecia, which sparked the G.I. Jane controversy or, the movie joke. Um, and now Bruce Willis, I believe, came out and said he has alopecia and he's going to stop acting. I was like, okay. And now Tory Lanez is claiming that he has alopecia. He says, I'm fully aware of the bald spot in the back of my head. I rap about it all the time. It's alopecia. What's the big deal? You already know what the next tweet was from someone. Everybody has alopecia now. So
Mhm. Mhm.
he's saying, he has alopecia. And my thing is, okay,
Since that came out, I've been seeing a lot of Instagram videos and even posts on Facebook about people with alopecia and like how they get their hair done and like alopecia awareness. So it definitely did spark a conversation
hmm
since that has happened. I've seen
hmm
a lot of things about it.
hmm
Um, so
I don't think that I don't think the joke was funny. Number one,
I didn't get the joke. I didn't get it.
I didn't get it, and then I was like, "Oh, okay." I didn't. Okay, um, it wasn't funny, but I don't. I got the slap. I thought it was a joke, but I don't think that he should have did the outburst. I think the
Right.
outburst was a
Yeah.
bit much.
Yeah.
And then it is what I think we could stop talking about it now.
Yeah. I mean, somebody even the next day got a tattoo of them two
That's
with
ridiculous.
the slap.
That's
It was
that's
that's
ridiculous.
they
And it wasn't even a good looking tattoo.
you seen it?
Yeah,
Oh
that was bad.
gosh. I
That
don't
was bad
know.
to do that. You know what else was bad, Jer? So we want to share everything on social media. And we think that we have this fan base where if we share something, it's going to be okay. It's going to be accepted. At least that's what I think Paula Patton tried to do when she was frying chicken. Paula Patton has been trying to get an invite to the picnic for so long, and sis,
Why?
she got burned. She got
Oh,
burned.
if that ain't the white.
So she said this is her mother's famous fried chicken recipe. And basically the recipe is when you put the chicken in the oil, you season it while it's in the oil. But I guess they were saying it wasn't cleaned or something. I didn't watch the video.
I
I
seen the
was
video and it was BS. It was BS. She
And
baked.
you cook. And you
And
cook.
I'm a cooker, and
Yeah,
I
you
will
cook.
bet that when the first thing that people learn how to make when they're trying to learn how to cook and they're beginner is fried chicken. And
Oh, I
fried
thought it was
chicken.
spaghetti.
Oh, yours is spaghetti.
Mine was spaghetti.
Oh, you was a little advanced.
Yeah.
Fried chicken was, man, because fried chicken is really easy. It's not that hard. And,
Mhm.
you get better at it as time goes on and you learn different ways, but it's still the basic season the chicken, you put the flour on it, and then you throw it in the hot grease. I've never seen nobody make fried chicken and then they season it in the oil. I've never
But
seen that.
if it works for them, they're the ones eating it. That who's this? Everybody makes like. Do you put cream and eggs? Like you whip eggs and
Sometimes if
cream
I
so
really
that it
want
could be crunchy,
it can be crunchy. Sometimes I
right?
do that, like you
Okay.
do. And I know I do that with my chicken tenders if I
Hmm.
really want them extra crispy.
Everybody does things differently. I remember I used almond because I was on keto.
Mhm.
And so I would use almond crumbs to
Mm.
bread my chicken. And
Oh.
I was like, this is different. But everybody has different. I don't think that they should have burned her. I don't think they should have put her, on blast like that. Leave that woman alone. Ain't nobody eating your chicken, Miss Patton. You
Mm.
go ahead and eat your bland fried chicken. You can't use that grease for nothing else.
No.
And she even used it in avocado oil.
Avocado
Paprika, Caesar salt, paprika,
and pepper.
pepper, and pepper. She used Lowry's.
I don't think so.
She
Okay.
used Lowry's. I
Yeah.
mean, it wasn't bad. I mean, I bet you it was good.
I don't
I bet you it
know.
was good. I bet you it wasn't bad. Okay.
Uh,
Anyway, that's what happened this week. And there's more inside Who the F Cares. So I was trying to talk about this earlier. Jussie Smollett could possibly land a $10 million book deal over that hate crime scandal that he reported. And it's reported that he's having financial problems following that guilty verdict.
mhm.
So I could not find the source to this story. But didn't I say that would be his best bet to
You
lay
did
low
say
for a
that
minute,
and come
lay
up with
low
a
for a
book.
minute, come out with a book deal.
You did say that.
Somebody is going to, I don't know if they'll give him $10 million though.
Probably 5.
They might give him 100,000.
You said shoot, not even in the millions.
I don't think they'll give him that. I mean, but then it's entertaining. I would read. Well, I don't
People
read.
will want to know.
I read, but I wouldn't read the book.
You
But
want to read it?
somebody would. I don't read book. I don't.
Yeah.
Would I download it on Audible if I'm on the train?
Probably so. Yeah.
If I'm on the
You ain't
train,
got nothing else to do. Why not look at it?
I mean, why not? You
Yeah.
know. All right. So good luck to him. I told you that High School Musical. Okay. Nene Leakes is claiming that she's been blacklisted and she posts a message about supporting Black women. Ain't that the pot?
What happened now, me? What happened?
I didn't even look into the story. The title alone was entertaining enough that she's been blacklisted. What can you do? What can you do?
What did you
What can you do? Can you act? What can you do?
I want
She was a part of the I think she did some acting. She was was she a part of a burlesque or she was a part of something
I have no idea.
that worked, but that was it. That was it. Okay. But
Mm.
she posted a message about supporting Black women. Hot meat kettle. Um,
Girl, whatever.
Another thing that I gave a side eye to was the story about Black China.
And the yeah.
So Black China is, I guess, saying that the Kardashian Jenner family ruined her reality show, and
So
now Ryan Seacrest has been subpoenaed in this trial that's happening in August. Um, she's suing the Kardashian Jenner family. According to Radar Online, TV personality and executive producer Ryan Seacrest is set to be grilled by China's uh, legal team in court later this month over what really led to her reality show being canceled. You're not relevant. I mean, I don't understand, but I do like when she was saying, I just got these kids and I ain't getting no child support. And Rob was like,
And
I
what's his
have my
name?
kid, Tiger. I have my
They,
kids all the time and take them to
both of
school.
them.
And
They both came out and was like, wait a minute. I got this one Monday through something, basically 5 days out the week. And the other one had the other baby about 5 days a week. He's like, why would I pay?
well, she wants the bag. So I think, this is what we have to be careful about when we laying down with these celebrities. Like,
People think they
it's probably not going to work out that way, sis.
it doesn't always work that way. I mean, people have these babies by, celebrities, and they're not with them and expect to pay hundreds of $1,000s in child support each month when really it doesn't happen that way. It
Hmm.
does not. So you got to think of another alternative. And she probably thought she was going to get that money because she had a baby with a Kardashian and then a rapper, and you know what I mean? And she's set, and it ain't. You know what I mean? It ain't like that all the time. So that's why it's important to always have your own.
You know, I was watching it when I was watching the Kardashian special on ABC, and Chloe was talking about Tristan
Mm,
and how he has all these other babies and I'm like, these women, man, they're just laying down with this man and he's just I'm like, get a vasectomy. I don't understand, but it backfires. They're thinking, these women get pregnant and they think that they're going to get this money from him.
yeah.
And I said to Fred, like, is he really a big baller? Is he important? And he was like, who?
Mhm, mhm.
So I mean, it just says like, I don't even know if he's gonna last long. I don't even know if he's being talked to. He's not even being talked about. We're talking about Tristan Thompson. He's not even being talked about as in sports
I
conversation.
know. And that's what they said. They said he's more in the news about other women and scandals than he is basketball.
Mm-hmm.
That's the first thing you think about Tristan
Mm-hmm.
Thompson,
Mm-hmm.
guy who
Mm-hmm.
messed with a bunch of different women and got the other one pregnant, and in the bar in the club with every other girl kissing on him, and it's just, you don't know him for nothing else but that. That's it.
Shouts to our soror Daryl Wharton. She says, hurt people with her words. She's horrible. I want to say she's talking about Nene Leaks.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Thanks, soror, for checking in. And Tiffany, our soror, is checking in saying, hey girls, hey sis, hey sis. So we're trying to we're closing out this week's hot topics. There's so much more. As one in particular, before we go to break, Jerry, you saw a story that I could not find on Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
So what was the story? Because I know that was somebody was saying that he was a
Mhm.
cornball or something. Go ahead. What was
Yeah,
that
I
story?
don't know who this guy was. I don't know if he's a basketball player, football player, any type of athlete. But the clip was coming up, and he was on a podcast, and basically he said that if Russell Wilson didn't have the money that he had, then Sierra wouldn't be with him. He's a cornball. He's a square. He's a lame. How do you go from Future to Russell? And it
Hmm.
sparked a big conversation because it's just
Hmm.
like, I'm not, first of all, I just want to say I don't really have like celebrity couple goals, but it's just
Hmm.
something about them two that I just love so much because he genuinely loves her. And she came from a place, we all knew her relationship with Future was so public.
Hmm.
And, she was vocal about how he treated her. Well, yeah, how he treated her, whatever.
Hmm.
And, she moved on. She's another definition of moving on, finding happiness and starting over. And she found
Hmm.
a man who, loves her and loves her.
Loves her. He
He
loves her so much. He want to keep getting babies
I mean, he
out of
ador
her.
I love the way that he loves her, and that's how a
Hmm.
man is supposed to love his wife. This is his wife, you know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And he wants nothing but the best for them. And so how is that lame? You know what I mean? That because he's not, because Future's the popular guy, you know what I'm saying? He's known and all this other stuff. So she's
Hmm.
supposed to stay with someone who ain't treating her right, you know what I mean, who's dogging her
Hmm.
out and cheating on her.
Hmm.
So all because he's, you know, a rapper and stuff like that. So it caused a big conversation. And it's really manipulating, because it's like we're supposed to be with these type of men because they have money, you know what I'm saying? And because they're the big shot guys, and just to deal with it instead of knowing our worth and being with someone who's actually going to love us like
Mm-hmm.
Wilson. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
and I don't, it didn't sit right with me. You know what I mean? It didn't sit right
I,
with a lot of people, but
but the thing is, and we're gonna go to break real quick. But the thing is, we are quick to tear down, and and we do it as being funny. But we're so quick to tear down. Like we're not used to seeing people happy. We're not used to being
exactly.
happy, and so if we see something that looks right, it's like we find something wrong.
Find something wrong.
That why does it have to be corny to take care of your family or to take care of your wife,
Right.
to
Right.
take care of your kids? Why is that corny? That's like praising someone who gets out of prison but shames them when they're getting out of college.
That's corny, you
Or
know.
if they get, oh, you a sellout because you got a job as a police officer, you're one of the bad guys. No, how about I'm tired of seeing our people, get killed. And so I want to be a part of the solution. I don't want to be a part of the problem. So I joined the police force because I saw that there wasn't enough of police out there that looked like me, or I saw too many brown police officers who were doing harm. And so I want to be one of the good guys. So why is that?
Mhm.
We do that. Even growing up, I was teased because my dad was, on the radio, and it was like, my dad had a job.
Mhm. Mhm.
Your dad wasn't there.
Right.
So,
Right.
you know what I
Right.
mean? My dad is in my life, but but I don't know, if you say that's systemic racism, that's just how we were trained, and slavery, and okay. But, we don't praise enough in our community. So,
No, we don't.
uh, and I definitely want to talk more on that on the second half, because you and I were talking off mic about this Superwoman syndrome.
Mhm.
And we've talked about this a few times on the show, but this one, you and I are both kind of like at our at we
I'm
are
not
just
trying to live it.
we're at our limit.
I'm tired.
So
Oh,
if this is you, if you are overwhelmed, if you feel like you're just doing so much and you have no time for yourself, trust and believe you are not alone. And so hopefully this second half will be able to help you get through that. So stay close. We'll be right back. 5 seconds. It's the Hey Girl Hey podcast on Urban Media Today. Hold tight. Hey girl, hey.
okay.
It's the Hey Girl Hey podcast, sponsored by Allegheny County Health Department. You can visit the Allegheny County Health Department's public health clinic for free and confidential walk-in STD HIV screenings at their Hill District location, 1908 Wiley Avenue, open every day. You can call 412-578-8081. You can also visit them online at AlleghenyCounty.us/HIV for more information. As a matter of fact, I believe next week is STD Awareness Week. And so this is just the right time, especially if you're taking a vacation, maybe you're in a new relationship, or you kind of question a relationship that you're in right now. You need to go
Mm.
out and go get tested, because it's getting cold. It's getting warm out.
It's getting warmer. We know what that means.
It's
We'll be
getting
in
warm
the streets.
out. It's getting warm out. We're going to
So,
Miami, and we, doing what we living our best lives.
yeah, you know what I'm saying.
Well, I don't want to say we, because you and I, we don't get to do that, because
Not doing it as much as we
we're not doing it, because we're always working. So this is the second half where we're going to just kind of be a little transparent. So Jerry and I um, we're talking off mic. Those of you who do not know, I returned to radio after 2 years of retirement, and on top of being back in radio, I still, I own a business. I have the podcast. I have a web series. I have clients, and I have a very full life, very little personal life. Um, and you have what, 2, 3 jobs?
yeah, 2
You have
jobs.
like 2 jobs. We both want to finish school. I have to finish school. You want to go back to school, and it's. I think that the topic what we were talking about was feeling guilty when things are presented to us, opportunities are presented to us that we can't say no because we feel like we're letting down our community or we're turning away from an opportunity that could be purposed for us. We think, oh, if I turn this down, I'm gonna miss out on this, I'm gonna miss out on that. And then we were talking about resumes and how we have to put certain accomplishments on our resumes because as an adult, that's what you're supposed to do,
Yep.
wherever we learned that from.
Yep.
At the end of our days, we are exhausted.
We are so tired.
We-
I was just telling one of my girlfriends over the phone. I'm like, I've never been this tired in my life. I've never been so, and I don't have any children. I could only imagine if I had children, I wouldn't make it. I wouldn't know what to do. I would have no idea what I'd be doing. I am
Child.
so tired. I come home as much as every day and take a little nap before I have to, and next thing you know, I'm sleeping for the whole day because I'm just so I'm more mentally exhausted than anything. And where do you find the time and the
Yeah,
balance
yeah,
for yourself? You know what I mean? Like, and like you said, we're at the age where you want to do so much, like for resume builders and just, the ad to be involved in the
mhm,
community and you don't want to miss out on anything. So it's like you want to do as much as you can, but how much is too much? You
too
know what I
much.
mean? When is there a time where you have to say, all right, I'm not doing this, nothing today. You know what I mean? Or I can't do it today. Or
I don't know how. I don't, and I mean, there's certain things that, like, I even wanted to stop emceeing. I was like, I just don't want to MC anymore. It's like, but you're so good at. Okay, thanks. I just don't want to do it anymore.
yeah.
I don't want to do it because it's work. It's exhausting,
So, so tired.
and you don't get to enjoy the programs the way people who attend the programs get to enjoy it. It's work. You sometimes you feel like the help. Um,
Hmm.
and but if you say no, it's like, well, are they not going to ask me again? What if they don't ask me again?
Feel
What
bad.
if I feel bad and and then you're kicking yourself because you're like, damn, I didn't get. So why do we do this? This superwoman syndrome, the mistake of having the pressure of doing it all. We
You,
have to just do it all.
you it's a feeling of not missing out on nothing. Something to where it's like you want to better yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, when we were talking before,
Mhm,
how I had told you I had wanted to do the volunteering tutor for
mhm,
literacy Pittsburgh, because that's something I've always wanted to do. And I know eventually down the line, if I want to teach, this looks really good on my resume.
mhm,
And
mhm,
I want to take some certification courses for whenever, that also looks good on my resume. Whenever I apply for a job, or whenever I start my own business, they're going
mhm.
to say she has all this experience. You know what I mean? So you don't want to miss out on an opportunity when, especially if it's going to help you,
Mhm,
and whatever you're wanting to do.
mhm.
But at the same time, it's like this becomes so much. I don't have time for my personal life. A lot of people, they joke with me and they're like, do you even have time to date? You know what I mean? Like, and so I feel like I don't, you know what I mean? And it's like, I have to tell guys, like, look, I'm not 16, 17 years old. I'm a grown woman. I'm doing stuff for myself, besides work, I'm doing other things. So
Mhm.
I may not have the time like how you want me to, so you have to bear with me. But sometimes I think, like, do I even have time to go on a couple dates or to date somebody? You know what I mean? So we do so much. So like I
Mhm.
said, we don't miss out because I see it as there's always someone out there who is doing more than you. You have to, you know, go a couple steps further than them. You know what I'm saying? It's like
Yeah,
you have
yeah.
to go hard because there's someone out there going harder than you, and you have to do it. You know what I mean?
I have a friend who cuss I don't want to say cuss me out, but kind of, express and I look up to this person. Um I really expect that I respect their business sense, like who they are in business and what they do and all they've accomplished. So their opinions of me, it matters. And so I I did not share the news that I'd be returning to radio
Mhm.
because I didn't think about it. And they said, "You didn't tell me." And I said, "Yes, I did." And it's like, "No, you did not." I was like, "I did so." He's like, "No, you did not. You did not." And I don't what are you doing? What are you doing?
Mhm.
Why are you're all over the place. You're over here, you're over there, you're over here. I
Yeah.
don't understand. How are you supposed to take care of yourself? And what do you and I hope you're getting a lot of money for this. And I'm like, uh, and I immediately I felt, well, it's not about the money. It's not about the money. And it's I love it.
Yeah.
I
It should.
love it. And immediately I felt like I made the wrong decision. Then I thought, okay, well, this person is just sharing how they feel. They feel looking on the outside in and seeing that everything that I'm doing is related. And I'm about
Yeah.
to
Right.
share something with you that was shared with me a few years ago from my bishop. And he said, God called you to be a minister of many. And when he said that to me, and shout to Nicole Wesley who's watching, she's a member of Petra International Ministry. Shouts to Bishop Donald Clay. This was years ago before I left for Baltimore, I think my early 2000s. And he said, "You've been called to be a minister of many." And when he said that to me, and he explained a lot more what it was, and that's not relevant at this time. But what he said was, you've been called to be a minister of many. So when he said that to me, I thought, oh, I'm supposed to go to seminary school. Oh, I thought I was supposed to be a deacon. And I was like, I think I sinned a little too much to be a deacon. You know what I mean? Like you thinking,
I don't know
I
about that.
I don't think I could do that. I don't know if I'm qualified for that. And God, revealed to me like I tell you where you're supposed to go. This is where I am placing you in the areas where I need you and where I've called you to be.
Mhm.
And see how I talk about Petra. And as soon as I talk about Petra, the chatter chicks show up. Look at God. Won't he do it?
Look at God. What's
Won't he do it?
this?
Won't he do it?
Hey.
And so, we're talking about the Superwoman syndrome and being so overworked, and it brings out that guilt, that sense of guilt that you're doing too much, and if you don't do enough, then you feel like you've let down your community, if you let down your family, you've let down your supporters. And someone had someone expressed to me their not disappointment but frustration that I decided to return to radio and did not understand why. And I was saying that God said that I was a minister, that called me to be a minister of many. That was a word placed over my life. And um it's different platforms, and as you notice in my life, you see that I'm over different platforms. And so I honestly feel like I'm walking in my purpose.
Yeah.
I don't even get excited about it because I feel like I'm on a mission. It's something that I'm supposed to do. And so why I feel guilty about doing something that you've been called to do? Is it lack of understanding or relationship, spiritual relationship? If we don't have that understanding, that brings out frustration and that guilt. You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
So go ahead, if anybody.
Mm.
And LaShawn, you just came from LaShawn, like, look, I'm tired, y'all.
And
I was
she
just
must
coming
say,
to say
I just
hi.
got here. I don't know what to say.
Yeah, that's
but
okay.
but but you really feel overwhelmed sometimes. And
From
you're just like, well, just say no. And you can't.
so so I'm like hearing like two different things. Like with work, like are you're happy to be where you are, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
And you believe that's your calling. So
Yes.
what's so overwhelming?
The pressure that you get from the community, people who know you, and people who love you and care about you, and they see
They see how much.
they see how tired you are, and they see how overwhelmed you are, and they
Mm.
see that you don't look out for yourself. And so it's like, well, why don't you just say no? Like if you're in an abusive relationship, why don't you just leave?
Right.
So they're not intimately connected. They don't see what you've been called to do. They don't see the relationship that you have. They don't see the commitment that you have. And so it's easy for them for them to say that. And then because you're connected to that person, it hurts when they're disappointed in you. I'm not, LaShawn be like, look, you can just say whatever you want. I'm gonna go on.
Like it is.
But
I
is
don't
it?
care.
But is it? You're projecting disappointment. Like, why would they be this? Well, they care about you because they think you're just wearing yourself thin, and I get that because you talk to people and they be like, "Oh, I'm running here, I'm running this," and you're just like, "Well, slow down. You don't have to do all that." But someone to say they're disappointed, that's a different part of the spectrum. That's not telling you to slow down. Disappointment is something else. Now, if somebody's disappointed in all that I'm doing, sorry. But if I'm constantly hearing slow down, then maybe you need to listen and say slow down. But what is slow down to you? It doesn't mean you have to stop what you're doing. That could be something like, maybe I don't need to, if I'm going to do this, this is my calling. Don't complain about it. Just do it. Or don't just keep on moving. Because if you complain about, like, oh, why am I doing this? And that's what a lot of people do. Like, you hear them say, this is my calling. But if you're complaining about it, that's not your calling.
Complaining about it is just a pillow.
Yeah.
It just softens the lay. That's all. It's just something we do. We complain.
Right.
Yeah, but it gets
It's just
tiring
though. Tiring to hear it.
To hear it. Yeah, when someone complains about something, you
I ain't calling you no more.
Thank you. I mean, I'm sorry that I had to put this out on the air, but Kiki, I just want to let you know. I had it up to here. Like, if this is your gift and God said to do it, do it.
Whatever.
Like, if you're complaining, when you hear that, because it's negative energy. Like, people be like, I'm not hanging around, and they complain too much.
Right.
They're negative. But if this is what you want to do, then just do it. And maybe you're pulling back on it. Could be you got to figure out your time and how you feel. That's it.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Jerry, you've been real quiet.
Oh, LaShawn, I let the chatter chick come in, and you
gotta sit back
and she had to say.
Yes.
No, I do, agree with what you said, Sean, because it's like, my issue is, where do you find the balance? You know what I mean? Like, we want to do so many different things, because before you had came on, I was saying to Kiki, I feel like a lot of women, or not even just, women, since we're talking about, Superwoman hat, we have to feel like we have to do more so that we don't miss out, because what you don't do, someone else is going to do. And it's like, you have to be the first in line to do it. You know what I mean? Like, we were talking about, like, resume builders. Like, I want to do this, I want to do that. And, it's going to look good on my resume, trying to apply for a job, and, trying to start a business, these things like that. But when do you say, all right, just chill? It's going to happen on, may not happen on your time, but it's going to happen. Just relax. But at the same time, I don't want to be too chill. You know what I mean? So it's like, that's the struggle.
Who are you doing it for? I think that's the determining factor. I don't know, Sean, if you agree, but it's like, who are you doing it for? Are you doing it for you? If you're doing it for you, would it be easier to make that decision? Or if you find out you're doing it for people and what people think about you,
right?
Does that make your decision easier or harder? Is it easier if you realize you're doing it for you? I don't know, Sean.
I think ultimately when you it's for you, but I'm at this point here, like, maybe because I'm a woman certain age, and at a point there's a certain point in your life you just be like, I don't give a crap. Like, I don't. That's where I'm at basically. But
the older you get, the thinner your filter gets.
It really is. I mean, my filter is so bad. It's so bad. And I'm like, I used to talk about my older aunties when I was like, Auntie, you just say whatever. And now I'm like, whatever. Blah, blah, blah. But I'm kind of getting this, and it takes a little time. But what's for you is what's for you. I remember I used to run around and try to get things done, and I would like orchestrate for how it was going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And I already knew what God had for me, but I'm orchestrating what God already said he was going to do. He doesn't need my help to do what he says he's going to do.
That
So
part.
my thing, if I'm sitting up here having the faith, and all I have to do is have just a little bit of a mustard seed of faith, it's not a whole bunch, but I had like, I said, Lord, okay, I'm giving this to you. You got it. Like he said, this is where you're going to be. Like I've got words in my life. Like this is what you're going to be. This is what's going to happen. And I'm like, okay, well, let me jump out here and let me orchestrate this and get this stuff working.
Right.
And God ain't say, like I need your help because I'm God and I can't do it by myself. He was like, I got this.
Mm-hmm.
You just go ahead and you follow and you
Oh,
see where you need to be and just move into it. And then I got to the point where I was thinking sometime in some situations that I was put into, I would say, Lord, you don't want me here. But after I got out those situations, I was like, Lord, I was supposed to be there because of all the things that I've learned while I was in that situation.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Mm-hmm.
again, doubt came in and said, Lord, this is not what you want for me because I shouldn't be here if you want this for me. Like everything's going to be rosy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how would Jesus would have felt? He would be like, well, is the end game the cross? Like I wouldn't know what is this the end game? You know what I mean? Like who would suffer like that to know this is your end game?
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is that you got to just keep going. Like if God meant for this to happen and and you discern this and God said this, just keep going.
He's the one with the playbook. He
He
know
got
the
the
plays.
playbook.
yeah. He's
He
in
know the
control.
plays. He's in
Yeah.
control.
So when
Yeah.
stuff happen and people do whatever and it's like, all right, got to keep it moving. You get your little feelings hurt, whatever. It didn't pan out the way you want to. It's like, okay, God, well, you said, and this is your word.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not that I said it, you said it.
Mm-hmm.
And he's
So
good with that.
there was a comment saying, I understand I'm burnt out praying for the guidance on this because I'm not good for anyone, just going through the motivation or just going through the motion, I guess. It's okay you got to acknowledge when you are burnt out. You have to listen to your body. If you're just taking a rest, it's hard for me to turn my phone off. But
Yeah.
if you have to just kind of step away and just take a walk,
Mm-hmm.
buy yourself, an ice cream cone, or just maybe you're lactose intolerant, I don't know, but go and just kind of do you. If you could do
Yeah.
you for 1 hour,
Yeah.
Right.
for 1 hour, and just
That's
Yeah.
because you
funny that
can't
you
be good for anyone if you're not good for
said
yourself. And it's hard. It is not easy. No one said it was easy.
yeah,
No
it's
one said it was easy.
exactly. That's funny you had mentioned that, about taking, a walk or whatever, because
Mm-hmm.
it's been a crazy last couple of weeks for me. With so much going on, and my supervisor knows a lot of it because there was times where I had to leave work
Mm-hmm.
early,
Mm-hmm.
or come into work late, and she was very understanding. And situation happened today where I had to
Mm-hmm.
leave work early, and now I'm to go in late tomorrow because of dealing with the same situation.
Mm-hmm.
And she's just like, Jerry, you're just going through so much. If please find the time to take 10 minutes and just breathe, you know what I mean? And just take
Mm-hmm.
a walk outside, do something. And I think that's what we forget to do sometimes is just breathe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just
Self-care.
self-care is so important.
Mm-hmm.
Self-care can mean anything for you. It could be
Mhm.
taking a walk. It could be having that ice cream cone. It can be watching something on TV on Netflix and shutting your phone off. Like it's just to have that peace of mind and that feeling of being okay in that moment.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Need to do more of that. And
Yeah.
I'm guilty of saying that I haven't done enough of it because I'm so busy. You know what I mean? But
Mm-hmm.
that's something that you have to make the time for.
You really do. Because if you don't, all that compounds and it gets on top of each other. And if someone will say something really doesn't pertain to the way you're feeling, and you'll snap, and then you'll go on stage and slap people
Yeah.
because of all this stuff
You
that's
be on
been
the
going on
news
with you.
because
You'll
now
be on
you
the
in the county
news,
jail.
you
Now
Mhm.
you're in
know.
the county
So
jail,
things
and
happen. So you got to address it. I mean, if you have to leave your job and like take a walk, I remember I just left my job one day. I walked out. I was like, "Ah, I'm good. I can't do this. I
Ooh, can I
rolled.
try?
I roll. And my boss called me and she was like, LaShawn, like, where are you? I said, yeah, I left. She said, okay. She said, so are you coming back? I said, well, I gotta think about it. I was at that point, I was like, I don't know. I was like, I gotta really think about it, you know. So she was like, okay, well, take some time. Take some time.
That's
You'll be
good.
okay.
That's
Yeah.
good. That's
Yeah.
good to have that. I'm sorry. We're
I
almost out of
roll.
time. That's good to have someone that recognizes those triggers and someone that respects those triggers. So you got to figure out your circle. Take some time out, call somebody, and it's okay if you're feeling overwhelmed. You say, I just need a minute. I just need a minute. You don't have to do it all. I know I'm talking to
Yeah.
myself. I'm looking at myself.
Hello.
You don't have to do it all.
Do it all.
You don't have to do it all. So, and you can. It's okay to say no and eat ice cream.
You
Just
know,
take a pill.
no is a complete sentence. No.
It's not even a run on.
You don't know. You don't have to do it all.
You don't have to do it all. So,
I like that.
one thing we don't have to do is carry on. We're done.
We're done tonight, ladies.
We're done. We are done. Hopefully this episode blessed you. We appreciate you watching and listening. Urban Media Today Talk Sports is next. You can, I'll let the young ladies tell you how you can find us online and how you can find past episodes. I don't know who wants to answer first. Go ahead, LaShawn. No, go Jerry, because Sean's trying to find her paper.
You got
I know. I didn't. That's not it. That was a work paper because I was working.
Okay. Well, to find past episodes of the Hey Girl Hey podcast, you just have to, find us on all the streaming apps. And I'm not even going to list them all, but wherever podcasts are on streaming apps, we are there. Just look up the Hey Girl Hey podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sean, what you got, Sean?
And you can find us on social media, on the Twitter and on the Facebook and on the gram. But if I think if you type in "Hey Girl Hey" on those, you'll get it. So on a Twitter, it's Girl Hey 2018. On the oh yeah, and on the Facebook, it's the Hey Girl Hey. It's the Hey Girl Hey on Facebook. Hey Girl Hey podcast.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
On the Facebook.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
On Instagram, it's Hey Girl Hey Podcast 2018.
2018. Yep. And then if you want to call us, you can call us at 412. I do know that. 412 709 613. Okay, 412 709 6130. That's the number to call. I mean, you forget the numbers that you're like. I don't know my cell phone number most of the time.
Yes, you do.
Yeah. People ask me, they be like, well, I'm like, why don't you call me? Or like give me your number, I will figure this out. But yeah, so that's the number you call if you want to, you have some comments or you want to drop us want to talk to us and have some suggestions, you can do that. Okay? Well, there you go.
And our email address is the Hey Girl Hey Podcast at gmail.com.
Yep, it sure is. Yep. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out. I was like, "There's one more. It's the email."
She said, "Yeah,
yeah." That's it.
We appreciate you. We appreciate you watching and listening to the Hey Girl Hey Podcast on Urban Media Today. I'm your radio chick, Kiki Brown,
and I'm the chatter chick, LaShawn,
and I'm y'all millennial chick, Jill.
Okay, that
was great.
Bye.
Bye.